Right then, the fifth Champions Trophy final for the Indian team. This is something that we'd been saying consistently on Sports Today, that India clearly the best team in the tournament, and they're proving why. Because I can't see an area in this Indian team which isn't firing. I can't really see a weak link in this entire Indian team, and that's exactly how they've been performing. Let's try and break down India's performance in this game versus Australia. Remember, Australia, although they were depleted, but Australia in an ICC tournament, we all know what they can do, whether it's a final, whether it's a semi-final. We've had scars of the past. So any team would have made the mistake of taking this Australian team lightly, and that's the good thing about this Indian team. They did not take this Australian team lightly and came out on top in every facet of the game. The headline, of course, will be Virat Kohli, 84, did not get to 100, but as we heard from Virat Kohli, he says milestone doesn't matter as long as the team wins. I must say it was an unusual way for a Virat Kohli to get out, because when he is around the 100 mark, he's so clinical that he seldom gets out in this fashion. Yes, a fantastic ball can bamboozle him, but seldom will he hit a shot when there is a mid-on fielder, a long-on fielder standing on the boundary, and he sends the ball directly to him. He doesn't make such mistakes. That's how good he is. That's how clinical he is. So that a bit unusual. But overall, what you really need to compliment Virat Kohli about his knock, and I'm going to take out a couple of points that really stand out. One, there can be an argument as who the best ODI batter is, and I don't think there is one definite answer. If you are going to argue in favor of Sachin Tendulkar, some for Viv Richards, some for Ricky Ponting, you could argue for anyone, and those will be valid arguments. I don't think you can really pick the best ODI player as such amongst anyone. But I will stick my neck out and say one thing. I don't think anyone is as good as Virat Kohli when it comes to calculating a chase. Yes, MS Dhoni is a batter that comes to your mind. To an extent, Michael Bevan used to do that. But then again, here you're comparing some of the highest run getters, as I said, Viv Richards, Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Pontings of the world. But I'm also looking at finishers who may not be the highest run getters, but great finishers in MS Dhoni and Michael Bevan. And I think this is what makes Virat special, right? He's transcending boundaries, not just being the highest run getter, but also being absolutely clinical and fantastic in that chasing ability that's so rare. So I think this unique combination really makes Virat a standout ODI player. I sometimes wonder whether he's got a computer calculator going, and he keeps it very simple, and that's the beauty of his game. Mostly relies on singles and doubles, and then continues to collect boundaries so that you're not really far behind the required run rate. So in the ODI format, he's an absolute master. Any worry that you may have had over his test form, again, we knew that come the white ball game, and especially ODI game at that, and he will come to the fore. He's shown that. Century against Pakistan, 84 here against Australia. And the other thing that he's shown is Comet the man. I think somewhere I have a feeling that it needs a big contest for Virat Kohli to fire up. You're playing against your nemesis, arch rivals. Pakistan just fires him up to bring his best performance. You're playing against Australia, again your nemesis that's beaten you on some very crucial situation. That is enough for Virat Kohli to wake up. So he enjoys these challenges, that is well established. But I think the most standout bit about his knock was how he's handled spinner, and I think that is the biggest positive, because he had been going through a lean phase, and I'm not talking about test cricket. He was going through a lean phase in white ball cricket, and spinners were getting him out consistently. We saw that in the England series, we saw that here as well when he reached for the Champions Trophy, and everyone was wondering, can he really find a way to tackle spinners? And I think what he showed in that game versus Pakistan, there it was only Abrar, but specifically this game here, where you had an Adam Zampa. I know the rest of the bowlers, Cooper Conley was a youngster, Sangha was a youngster, I agree. But Zampa was the one who had gotten him out so many times. He got him out eventually, but by that time, Virat had made 84. So what he's actually telling you, and I think that should come as a big relief, that spinning problem that had been troubling him, he's found a solution to that. And that's great news if you're a Virat fan, if you're an Indian fan, because it's not just about this tournament. You're seeing a long-term future for Virat Kohli, and I think that is what he's showing, that yes, there was a hiccup, but he's found a way to deal with that. The way he played Zampa today, again, used to keep talking about whether he's confused with the front foot, back foot, none of that. So assured, even got the sweeps going. So that tells you now he's in supreme confidence and has found a solution to that. But while we praise Virat Kohli, let's also not forget the supporting cast, specifically Shreyas Iyer, another valuable 45, and the way he bats, we saw that in that game versus New Zealand. Once again, he's your go-to guy. It's now telling you why this team was like that. Remember when this ODI team was being made, a lot of people started questioning. We were talking about a lot of T20 performers coming in, ODI performers, we were not seeing them regularly, so we're saying, take them out. But now you're knowing why Shreyas Iyer was so important. He's been very crucial for the Indian team. Another man, KL Rahul, I think he was the only batter as such who hadn't really come to the party in this tournament today. His 40 plus that he got today at a fantastic strike rate. I think the best strike rate in these tough conditions for any Indian batter. I think that also tells you how crucial he is at number 6 spot. What that tells you now, because you've had various batters perform at different positions at different parts of the tournament, tells you that this Indian batting lineup will scare any team in ODI cricket, because till number 8, they've got match winners on a given day. Any one of them can really take you across the line. Hardik also chipping in today. There was a debate about Rohit Sharma and his approach. I know the jury is out on that. He got dropped a few times and then was dismissed. But I think there is a role that he sees for himself. Conditions here in Dubai are tough. The pitch gets tired towards the second half. Stroke making sometimes gets tough. As you saw today, the required run rate went over 6. In that situation, I think Rohit Sharma knows that with the new ball, you have to give a good quick start. So he's not looking at 50s, 80s, 100s. They come, okay, but he's looking at quick fire, 30, 40 if he can give to the team. That will help them chase any total. So I personally, if you ask me, have no issues with his batting approach. I think the positive today, Shreyas Iyer of course has been the positive, but KL Rahul is also telling you with the bat how important he is for the Indian team. That's about India's batting. But in all of this, let's not forget the Indian bowling. Because 264 at the end of the day, the reason you won is not so much your batting, but primarily your bowling. Why is that? South Africa, Steve Smith leading from the front. I beg your pardon, Australia, Steve Smith leading from the front, were looking good to get to 280s. At certain points of the game, it was looking like they'll touch 300. But that's where your bowlers, picked up crucial wickets at crucial junctures. And it's not always Varun Chakravarti who got lots of wickets last time. This time, Jadeja chipping in with 2 wickets of his own. Mohammad Shami got a 5-for in the first, 3 wickets this time. So a lot of bowlers, and that whole quartet of spinners working together alongside your 2 fast bowlers ensured that Australia don't touch that mark of 280. See, had this been 280, 285, it was a close finish, Australia would have had a massive advantage, probably would have won this game. So I think the fact that you restricted them to 264, a below par total, all the credit to the Indian bowlers. And that I still continue to maintain, not just in this match. This tournament you are doing very well because you've come with some good spinners. You're playing either 3 or 4 spinners in your 11 and they have been picking wickets. If not picking wickets, actually curtailing the run flow of the opposition team, which is ensuring that they get below par total. Bangladesh, same thing. Sub 240, Pakistan same thing, sub 250, New Zealand same thing, you dismiss them for 200 odd, and again Australia on a much better batting surface, this was probably the best batting surface you've got, you've curtailed them to a below par total. So your bowlers have been your real heroes that have ensured the Indian team does well. They're going to be now sitting and waiting for who makes the final. Could it be South Africa? Could it be New Zealand? Which is the team India would like to play? I don't know which one would that be, because India is looking so good. It doesn't matter which team comes, I think they'll win. But if you were to ask me which is the team that India would be more comfortable facing, I'd say New Zealand for 2 reasons. One, they've already beaten New Zealand, so that confidence is there that they've beaten this team. They know what this team can bring to the table and how to beat them. And secondly, look at South Africa. South Africa have been dangerous so far. Yes, when they come here, they may not have an inkling of how the conditions are going to be, so that may be against them. But South Africa overall has been in fantastic form. We've seen that in Pakistan, and also they were the same team that India met in the final of the T20 World Cup. On that occasion, they really choked. But what they are showing is that they are very, very competent white ball team. So they could pose a greater danger, if you ask me, compared to New Zealand. But at the moment, as I said, I maintain, doesn't matter. It's New Zealand, South Africa. India are clearly looking like the team to beat. And their magic portion has been their spinners. When they took 4 spinners for the T20 World Cup, there were many doubts. But you know what? At the end, it proved to be a successful strategy. They've got 4 spinners here as well, and guess what? It is proving to be a successful strategy for them. So kudos to the team management for thinking like that. Rohit Sharma in particular, who's been the one always saying, I need those spinners. It's proving to be very, very successful for the Indian team. Rohit Sharma has made the final of every ICC trophy, and that makes him the first captain to do so, because WTC final is taken you 50 over World Cup, T20 World Cup, now Champions Trophy, but he can go one better by winning it. The last time we won, you all remember, 2013, 2017 was a heartbreak, but Rohit Sharma has a chance to do that, and they are in the best possible position, looking like the strongest team to do that. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to give us a like on this video. That's all that we ask for. Share it with your other cricket loving friends, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Nikhil Naz signing off from Dubai. What a wonderful skyline, Dubai skyline I have at the back of me. You guys take care. Bye bye.